to license it.
Meep, meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1 to 59 scale Matchbox BMW 3 Series Cabrio. This Beemer is not fit for the Autobahn. It would never pass inspection. It's been rolled and in need of some body work. The passenger side door sill is broken. The driver's side door sill is completely missing. The windshield is badly scratched and broken too. You know you're down to the bottom of your junker's box when all that's left is this sorry thing. I almost tossed this one out, but I'm up for a challenge, and today it's Maple Leaf Salvage Garage. I'll do my best to put this one back together and make it into a reasonable facsimile of the original. So, very carefully, after drilling out the rivets, I'm taking this apart, and I know it's going to fall apart in my hands already. So, gingerly, and really my mindset through this whole makeover is if it fails at some point, it will go into the bin. It's a plastic base. These wheels and the very thin axles are actually in good condition. And you can see the regular dirt and grit on this one-piece plastic interior 4-seater Cabrio, and here are the two pieces. And my dilemma is working doors, but this windshield is not only badly scratched, it's just hanging on by a sliver of plastic. And I'm reasonably confident that once I drill out this shallow rivet that holds it in place, it's, busted. So, alright, I'll glue it back together and work on it. The doors are fine, but I'm going to leave them hinged because I have a feeling I'm going to need to use them as part of the securing of the two pieces. Wow. So here's the front half of the car goes back into the bench vise so I can drill out the post in the front. And as always, a test screw. These are self-tapping screws, and that's in nice and tight, so that's fine. I hope I get to the end and I actually need to put this back together with that screw. Okay, and repeat with the back half. I wonder, how hard does a little boy play with one of these Matchbox cars to cause that kind of damage? Or was it his enormous father who stepped on it barefoot in the middle of the night and caused the damage? We'll never know. What is clear is that this little Cabrio is busted up. Only the metal pieces go into the paint stripping. And like all my supplies, I'm just about out of this, so I'm just going to swirl it around inside the jar and let science do its thing. And sometime later I pull them out, and what? Oh no, look in the jar. It looks like another big piece has come out. Oh, it's just a sleeve of paint. I skipped a heartbeat there. I thought more was dropping off. Alright, here's part number 2. This is the front half with the doors intact. Yeah, okay, no fight from the paint. So, if there's any good news in this makeover so far, the paint stripping has gone very well. And here are the bits, but I still need to brush them up and put the fine steel wool on there, as always. You know, BMW, Bayerisch Motorwerks, is one of my favorite kinds of car, and I've actually owned 3 of them. Because I live in Switzerland and I once lived in Germany, they grow on trees over here. They're made in Munich. That's the main headquarters and factory, and so you can pick up a really good quality used one for peanuts over here. I've had 2 3 Series and 1 Cabrio. As a matter of fact, I had a Z3. And here I'm in the mountains of Slovenia, and that was great fun to drive around the Swiss Alps as well. But I've moved on from there, and now I'm driving another type of very finely made German sports car. I consider myself very lucky to live where I do in Central Europe with such great automobile manufacturers and such great highways for driving. The German Autobahn, with unlimited speed, of course, and the Swiss mountain passes. It's a driver's paradise over here. But back to our little Cabrio. Someone drove it too hard, and now, with my very limited tools and supplies, I'm resorting to some super glue, and as you can see, I'm going to weld these doors shut, because I think I'm going to need that extra glue line support to hold this together. And I put it in this tiny little vise to hold it. And here you'll see that I've made the missing piece out of styrene. And it's just roughly fit in there for now. I'm still going to have to shape that and sand it a little bit. And once it's primed and painted, my hopes are that it will match very, very closely. And here with my X-Acto knife, I'm trying to recreate the shot lines so that it matches up very well. I don't have any putty, I don't have anything else to help me with this job, so I'm really being resourceful. Remember, this is just a challenge for me today. So a shot of primer goes on my formed and shaped and sanded replacement pieces, and a big part of this hobby is waiting for paint to dry. So while I do into the parts wash for the interior plastic bits and the original wheels, and I'm going to do the standard windshield treatment here to try to get it back to form. You can see I've glued it together, and that's well set up now, with hopes that it will hold when it's time to reinstall it. I want to say thank you for visiting my channel today. You're here because you and I share a common interest in mini-car restorations, or Matchbox cars, or BMWs, and so thanks for taking the time to get this far. And if you're enjoying the video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for regularly updated content. Leave your respectful comments below, and I'll do my best to reply to each one of them. This particular Matchbox model was produced in 2002 only, as part of the Stars of Germany series. It came in metalflake green, like this one, and also you could get metalflake blue, like this one's going to be. And out of the 3 Beemers that I've owned, the first one was metalflake green. Second one was midnight black, which I'm partial to, and the little Z3 you saw was metalflake blue. And I have decided to change the drab-looking gray interior into a striking white leather interior, because that will give a really nice contrast to what I've chosen for the main color. And that's the original metalflake blue, one of the original options. So we're going from green to blue. And it's a little bit darker, and maybe that will cover any imperfections in my auto body work. We'll have to wait for a few moments to see how that turns out. And that's just the tack coat that goes on, and I let that set up and hit it a couple of more times. But again, paint is drying. What can I do? Well, I'm going to salvage the original wheels with the chrome pen. I do a lap around each one of these rims and refurbish them, give them a second life too. Spiff those up a little bit, they're in pretty good shape. And I raided my wife's medicine cabinet, not really, from the dollar store. One day I put on a hat and sunglasses and I walked into the section with the nail polish and the nail files, because those are perfect for taking the rust off the very thin axles that you can't put into your drill. And I've got some paint pens in different colors, and this is pretty handy as an alternative to a very fine paintbrush, which I'm using here for doing the exterior details. So taillights on the back, I'm putting some chrome headlights in the front. You can see some custom license plates, and the toothpick comes out to put some rear view glass in the mirrors. Well, those are small. And the door handles are even smaller. But it's all starting to come together for me. And the final touch, gotta put a hood emblem on here. So I put a spot of chrome paint so the water slide decal will show through, but it's so small. Well, I know it's there. And that's important to a Beemer owner, to have that badge on the front. So I have put the white leather seats back in and the windshield because there was some finagling involved, and you don't want to watch another 14 minutes of video with me trying these parts out. So we'll skip to the base and the tires going on, and a couple of screws that are pre-fitted to hold it all together. And I'm going to say this was a challenge, and by far the biggest time investment that I've made so far out of 46 cars. And this is how it turned out. That's the side with the replaced door sill. This is car number 46, vanity plate. The windshield cleaned up very well, and that's the side sill that was simply snapped off. I'm happy with my decision to go with the white interior color to contrast the blue. And you gotta look pretty hard to see that that's been replaced with a piece of styrene. I'm actually quite pleased with that. All things considered, when you remember what it was like in the beginning, really ready for the garbage bin. Chip paint, broken pieces, missing pieces, shattered windshield. What was I even thinking when I started this project? But the salvage job, in my opinion, was successful this time around with a replaced piece of styrene and new paint and refurb windshield. Give this one a thumbs up, won't you? And come back real soon. It's coffee time.